My name is Charlene Crump, and I am the administrator of the Mary Lee Rehabilitation Program for survivors of brain injury. The brain injury program was started in 1993 as part of Mary Lee Foundation. The foundation was started in 1963, so it has a very long history as a nonprofit organization. I love the work, love the people, and may serve out my career there.
My name's Chip Howard, and I'm the clinical coordinator for the Mary Lee Foundation Rehab Center. I was originally the initial administrator. I helped found the program about 13 years ago, and then my current role is to help market the program and to do intakes and referrals. And so whenever a person calls or a family calls and wants to know information about the program, I give them as much information as I can, and more importantly, try and make sure that that family is getting their needs met, whether it be through Mary Lee or other resources. So, because I'm a commissioner on the Mayor's Committee for people with disabilities, there was 9 of us appointed by the City Council, and I'm one of those 9, and it's my obligation to make sure that the people get their needs met, not just here at Mary Lee, but citywide. So, to me, it's more important to make sure that a family's loved one is getting their needs met, whether it be here or at Mary Lee, is the most important thing for me to do. So we make sure that the person who gets admitted really needs our program, not just to fill a bed. Most of the clients that come to us are struggling. The families are struggling. They've had a difficult time finding the right place for their loved one. And a traumatic brain injury is, just as it says, traumatic. We feel family is very important. You know, we want the family to be integrally involved in the care of their loved one, not just while they're in our program, but after their program also. We provide job coaching, you know, on the jobs, and I think that's an integral part. What I find in many cases, when we get a person employed, that the employer will be more likely to call us and have them have us address the issue with the client versus the employer. With the use of our job coaching and developing a rapport with the manager or supervisor, that really provides a nice way of maintaining that employment throughout a longer period of time.
One way that we have people integrate back into the community is, of course, finding a job if they're able to work. Some of the successes for the folks that we're working with have been an engineer who was able to, after a long period of time, return to the state agency where he was working and continue to work as an engineer. We've had a number of people who were able to train for new careers and be able to maintain themselves out in the community, and one young man even received an award, the Governor's Award, for being the Outstanding Employee of the Year after he had gone through our rehabilitation program. So some of the folks are literally able to support themselves, totally support themselves after they're out on their own. We consider it to be a success if they can maintain themselves with the assistance of disability payment of some sort of assistance like that. If they're living on their own and maintaining themselves, even with some assistance, we consider that to be quite successful in view of how far they've had to come to get there. One of the things that we are very serious about is the vocational training. At Mary Lee Rehab, we feel that not only their self-worth, but their ability to maintain themselves out in the community is going to be greatly tied to their vocational training, their job placement, and then our follow-up with them when they're out on a job. So vocational is very important.
My name is Sherry Milligan. I work for the Mary Lee Foundation Rehabilitative Services, and my position is direct care specialist. What we do is we provide skills training for all of our individuals that come in with brain injury. Skills training entails services like teaching them how to cook, budget, money manage, whatever the individual might need. Teaching them laundry skills, things that they may have forgotten how to do before their brain injury. At the end of the evening, we check their apartments to make sure that their apartments are clean. Those that need help, we help them with cleaning the apartments, and we do the checkoff sheets. Those who need meals prepared, we help them with the meal preparation. We talk about the safety of using the stove or the microwave, and teach them how to prepare simple meals. We let them do what parts of that they can do, and the parts that they need help on, then of course we assist them in it.
We also provide a lot of training in independent living skills. So if a person is having difficulty with cooking, we can determine whether or not they can develop independent cooking skills in a short period of time. If not, then we'll go with microwave cooking and crock pot cooking. We do have beginner and advanced computer classes offered on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and those are free of charge. We have Tai Chi classes taught on Mondays and Wednesdays. We also provide a free membership to the South Austin Gym, which is located just right across the corner from us. And there they can get a skilled trainer to help with their physical exercise program. And then for cardiovascular, they can walk around the loop, and it's 1/4 of a mile right around the loop. The nice thing, as you enter the loop, when I say the loop, that's the loop of all the apartments where Mary Lee is located, and it's Lamar Square Drive is the name of the street, but we own all of those apartments. As soon as you enter Lamar Square Drive, that you enter the Mary Lee Foundation. And so it's comprised of 17 apartment buildings, and it's a rather large street, but it's a safe neighborhood.
The residents of the program get together once a week and make the decision about what their activities will be for the week. And I think their schedule would tire most of us because they do plan a lot of activities. They go bowling, they go to movies, they go to computer classes 2 nights a week that are provided by the Mary Lee Foundation. They have a Tai Chi class, which is very helpful with their balance and energy level. They're not all required to go to all activities, but they have the opportunity to go out into the community and get comfortable with reaching out to the outside community, as well as the fellowship with their peer group.
Also, an active activity schedule is important. Just because a person comes and learns independent living skills and develops work skills, there's that socialization skill too that's so important. And without that denomination, you really are lacking in your program. So we have an activity program that I think works very well along with our transportation program. One thing we take pride in is making sure that we know exactly where we're going to go at discharge prior to admission. For instance, if a person comes to us from Beeville, Texas, and we're not going to put them in our bus training program because when they go back to Beeville, there's no buses there. So there's no sense in spending all that time training a person to ride the bus when it's not going to be used after discharge. So we would use a special transit service, or we would provide the transportation ourselves during a person's tenure if that was the case. So that's the thing we want to make sure is, what does a person need after discharge? What do we need to do to make sure they maximize their benefits?
They go to class, they get to make a schedule, a weekly schedule of activities. They select what they would like to do. And we do things like going bowling, going to the movies, going out to eat. We walk the trails, working with them individually as well as in a group. The socialization, watching them socialize and come out of their shells and, open up and just show that they're feeling better. It's really great because it makes me feel useful. It makes me feel like I'm really, really helping. I enjoy teaching them things, and when I see that they've learned something and it's putting that learned skill to use in their daily lives, you know, in an independent manner, it really makes me feel good. And that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the one-on-one and the group activities. I love to see them have fun and enjoy their lives and get the best out of it that they possibly can.
We're one of the smaller facilities in Texas, and so I can pretty much tell you what a person had for their meal, you know, before now, and where they're at and what classes they're attending. And so it's not a number game, it's a person to person is what's most important.
If a program is going to work with them for a few months and then they have to return to their hometown without that support system, or go out into a community among strangers, they're going to have less of a chance really to be independent and to survive that transition than if the program that's working with them is really invested in the long-term outcome. And our staff discuss that on a daily basis with what will become of each client that we work with. As they move on out on their own, what will they be able to do to maintain themselves, and if it's needed, to be sure they're on the right medication for that particular person, because that's another thing that will contribute toward their success and maintaining their independence in the outside world. We really try to invest our time and our careers in their future. I do think that makes a difference in their long-term outcome.
A facility where their family member or loved one can get the specialized care that that individual needs. Look for a place where there's a lot of human compassion and understanding, sensitivity. We have doctors that come on site and psychiatrists that come on site, and we always make sure that our consumers' needs are met to the very best of, you know, our ability. We listen to them, we hear what they say, you know, and they come to us at all times wanting to talk privately and individually, and whatever needs or whatever problems that they're having or they feel that they're having at that time, we address them and we talk them out and get them whatever help they need.
But the thing that stands out in my mind is our aftercare program. We're the only program in Texas that provides affordable housing after a person has successfully discharged from our program. No other program in Texas does that. So here you have a family, a loved one that has really done the best they can, and they've gotten a job that they like, and they've got new friends, and all the other programs they have to leave and go someplace else. Or it's very expensive to remain in residency. Whereas ours, you don't have to do that. You can basically live right across the street from where you were living in an affordable housing, keep your job, keep your friends, and your loved ones will still be very much an important play of their life, just as they were before. So I think that's the unique thing about our program.
The thing that makes Mary Lee special to those of us who live and work here is that it is a community within itself. There are a number of people here who are disabled in various ways and who make the best of their situation by living in this community and working out in the city of Austin and surrounding areas. And most of them know their neighbors and know each other. They look after each other. That's one of the things I think that's unique about this, is that people can transition from a licensed program like the rehab program out into the immediate community, the Mary Lee community, and remain there for years, or they can ease out into the community at large as they feel comfortable to do so. We also try to provide social activities so that they begin to make friends and feel comfortable socializing again. Then some of them are not able to hold jobs, but they are able to move into an apartment and take care of themselves in an apartment. In some cases, We provide medication management, or in some cases we provide case management to see that they're able to actually maintain themselves out in the community. The Mary Lee Rehab Program has credentialed staff. We have a neuropsychologist. We have a psychiatrist who comes out each week. We have a registered nurse and an LVN full-time. We have 2 master level therapists, a master level vocational trainer, a bachelor level vocational placement coordinator, which means that they find jobs for the folks that we work with. And then a number of well-trained direct care workers who, in a sense, are the heart of the program. They're the ones that spend time every day, basically all day, every day, on behalf of the clients that we work with.
I really see the compassion and the concern in the eyes and in the face and in the demeanor of our administrator and my co-workers and myself. It's caring, and we let our consumers know that we care about them. We want to hear what they have to say. We want to, the only way to help them is to hear what they have to say and know what their situations are about and what they're dealing with. And we take time one-on-one to listen with compassion and sensitivity, and to help them to understand that just because, they had a misfortune, something that could happen to any one of us, they're no less human, they deserve no less than the rest of us in treatment and care in any situation. The camaraderie around here with the staff is really, really great. We work together as a family.
Come and see us. The tour is free. I'll do an hour informal clinical assessment. I've even been given the authority to drive outside of town and do this if need be, if they can't come here. And that helps us and helps them. One thing I want to do is make sure they get their needs met, and I can provide them with some free information on brain injury. So if you write us or call us, feel free to do that. You're not going to get a hard sell job come to Mary Lee. What you're going to do is get a hard sell job on what your loved one needs. So that's my goal.